Hey guys, welcome back. I am Casa Marina, and this is a place where I help you to build your brand online, grow your visibility and your business, and make money while you sleep. Basically, the whole premise of making money while you sleep is to automate your business using the tools and technology available to us. So let's get into today's episode. As of April 2020, PayPal has had a bit of changes, right? Especially specifically to PayPal Trinidad and Tobago. There has been changes at Visa, and they are basically no longer facilitating the payouts to Visa credit, not credit, let me rephrase, to Visa reloadable cards. Now, there are different types of Visa cards. There is Visa debit, there's Visa credit, and then there are even cards that you can reload. Those of you who are local based in Trinidad and Tobago and familiar with reloadable cards, like off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember some because some cards have come, they have gone. I know Republic Bank used to have the VTM card. I'm not sure what's up with that anymore because it's something that I no longer use. And one thing that I can say, I have been in the payments space for about 10 years now, finding all the different ways to get paid as a Trinidad and Tobago person myself. And I've been there, done that, tried everything, used it for a while. And then as I found something better, I would have ditched it and moved on to something else, right? But it doesn't mean that those past options aren't viable options. They just may not be the best option. Okay. So one of those cards would be the Republic Bank VTM card, and that you would consider a reloadable card. So I am someone who would pay attention to the fine print, and in the fine print, they specifically said reloadable cards. However, what happened this month, the month of April 2020, while we're all on lockdown, we're in quarantine, and we're looking for ways to continue to make money in the virtual space and digitize our business, PayPal, there's no doubt, is a big aspect to that because it helps you to get paid. And what has happened is that it's not working for many people, and people deemed it as you no longer can use things like GMMB bank accounts because they have the Visa card to go with it where you can withdraw your funds too. And basically, people just kind of said, well, okay, we no longer can use this. However, um, with a couple of days, we have found that it's working for some people. I no longer utilize a personally PayPal Trinidad and Tobago account. I still have it. So what I did is I went in and I relinked my card and I found that, hey, it all seems well. It's working. They even said I can get automatic transfers at the end of the month. So it kind of left me feeling like this just isn't all. And who also brought it to my attention is shout out to Chanel, Nelly B. She had some funds as a she had some funds as a content creator, and she wasn't able to withdraw the money that she made. And then she tried a couple of days later and it went through. Like she was able to withdraw. It said the funds will show up in the typical 5 to 7 business days. And as I advised her, hey, that's going to show up in a few hours, like less than 24 hours. So said, so done, because that's my experience. And I basically speculated with her that I am thinking maybe with the changes, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that maybe with the changes, there's just like a glitch with the other type of Visa cards, but maybe Visa is still a option. Only time will tell because there isn't any real readily available information. I haven't found any article, nothing from Visa so far. But I still did a blog post and I want to share with you all here via YouTube and via the podcast, how to get paid in Trinidad and Tobago in 2020 from PayPal. So let's get to it. Okay, so before I get into the options, I do want to express that this caused a whole lot of pandemonium and distress, especially at a time right now where we're trying to work remotely and we do need to get paid. Now, granted, we have local options such as WePay, Buzzbe, and a couple other options available. Really, that's kind of it. But the point is, we do have local options, but PayPal is a big player in the global world. And if you are somebody who is looking to not just work regionally within the Caribbean, and you do want to continue doing business in the global space, and not just in the global space, but access marketplaces like Etsy and use certain apps and platforms, especially content creators who have accounts monetized, you do need a way to withdraw those funds. And the fact of the matter is, as wonderful as the local payment options are, you just can't integrate with them. So everything has its pros and its cons, and we can't ignore the fact that PayPal is very important in the grand scheme of getting paid as an option. It's usually the most widely used payment withdrawal, payment payout processor. And when you go on all of these sites, no matter what site you go on, every time you click your account to connect it with some way to pay out funds, PayPal is usually always there if they have nothing else. So it's important for us to be able to use PayPal because it is needed and it does help you get paid online, right? There's no denying that. And this doesn't mean that local options, there's something wrong with it. They just aren't at that point yet. And I do hope that in the future that they grow and are able to become such big powerhouses that integrate with a lot of these international companies and all of the apps. But in the meantime, we do need it for places like Etsy, Fiverr, Upwork, Dubsado, Acuity, Calendly, Eventbrite. Like, it integrates, okay? So if you're somebody who wants to use PayPal, here are several options that you can explore. The first one, open a US bank account. I know you try to avoid it, but the fact remains that things are always changing. The fact is, a US bank account will always make life easier. At your soonest convenience, when the world is back to normal and you're on your next vacation to the USA, make use of that trip and open a US bank account. You can open a US bank account as a foreign national. You do not need a social security number for this. If you'd like more guidance on this, feel free to get in touch and I can share some recommendations. The second option, register a USA LLC or get an ITIN number. If you're someone who is full-time into online business and working with customers or clients globally, you want to sell like on Etsy full-time, it would make sense to register your business in the States or get an ITIN number so you can open a business bank account in the US. You can use this website called Start Global, which I would link in the show notes and the description below so that they can help you with this, because please do not consider, actually, disclaimer, do not consider this legal advice. Definitely seek out legal advice and use companies like Start Global to help you get set up with this. Now on to the local options, which is most obviously, and sometimes maybe not obvious for everyone, which is WePay Trinidad and Tobago. WePay is great, especially if you have your own website. You will now more than ever need a website to get paid online. Websites in the global market definitely lend you credibility and legitimacy. With so much fraud in the entire world, fraud doesn't just happen locally and regionally, it's everywhere. There's always some type of scam going on. And if you don't have a website, you can't just want to use WePay and send out invoices via social media and email when you are working with people internationally, especially in an international market. They may not be as familiar with a company such as WePay, and it's just human nature to just want to stick with things that you're familiar with. And if people don't know, that's an added layer of like, can I trust this? And a website is going to help gain you some level of credibility and legitimacy. So a website, especially now more than ever, it's non-negotiable. So if it's something that you've been putting off and you've been considering, well, do you need a website? Yes, you need a website. Okay, you need a website. So get cracking on that. The other option that's available is online bank transfer. Now, this is primarily for people who are local to Trinidad and Tobago. If you want to get paid online bank transfer still works. But of course, the hang up with the local bank transfer is that you lose out on that impulse buy. All right, impulse buying is a real thing when it comes to people's buying habits, especially if you're a digital product. It also works if you have a product-based business. So let's say you have a digital product, someone's on your website, they want to click it now and download it now. And then you tell them, okay, go do this online bank transfer. They have to go and log in. They have to go add you as a payee. They have to do all these extra steps when they could just click. They're already on your website. Just click here. And let's say they're not even on your website and it's social media. Now they have to go through all these different clicks, click link in bio, go to the website, click here. It's too much work and you're going to lose people. And that's one of these things that is a downside to online bank transfer, as real as it is and as much as it's part of the Trinidad and Tobago culture. It really isn't the most efficient, but it's listed because it's an avenue to get paid. It's definitely works, right? Fifth on the list is Buzzbe. If you have never heard of Buzzbe, I will also link to that in the show notes and the description below. You can go check them out and get familiar with them. They are very, very similar. It's like another local version to PayPal where they facilitate subscriptions, which is one thing that WePay doesn't have. They have pay links, and pay links are basically a short way of saying payment links, right? A payment link is basically a link that you can create and embed onto your website and create buttons. So it's very easy to integrate with. You can copy and paste the link and share with people on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, any form of social media. You can just share this link. People can pay it, click on it, and it will take them to a page to pay and check out. And especially if you have a digital product, you can, after they pay, redirect them to the file to download. So pay links are very useful and it's a wonderful feature of Buzzbe. So go click the link in the show notes and the description to go learn more about it. It's definitely a really nice option to have. Now that we have learned about pay links, that takes me to social pay. So social pay is a beautiful complement to WePay, right? WePay doesn't integrate with many other platforms at this current time. And social pay is a third party company that steps in to help bridge the gap, right? It's a bridge that connects WePay to your website via pay links. And all you have to do is go sign up with them, create your account, and you can learn more about doing that, which I will link all of that information in the show notes and description below as well. And it allows you to create pay links for WePay. So if you have a WePay account and you are on a site like Squarespace, Wix, um, Weebly, and any other platform, you can use Social Pay to embed pay links into your website to create buttons. Once you have a pay link, you can create buttons on your site. This is a feature that PayPal has as well, where you don't even have to do a bunch of fancy integration and embedding. You just need to generate links. And once you have a pay link, you can create a button that you can put on your site, anywhere on your site. People can click the button, click this link, and it takes them to a place to pay. And because it works with WePay, when you click, you will pay. You can pay with voucher, you can pay with credit card, debit card, and the money shows up directly in your WePay account, right? So to learn more about social pay, go ahead to the website through socialpaytt.com. And that pretty much wraps up other payment options besides PayPal, as well as how to use PayPal in 2020. I definitely would encourage you to explore your options because, again, the landscape is always changing when it comes to the financial sector, when it comes to money, when it comes to getting paid. Policies are always changing, and that's always going to affect things. And if you really are in this in a full-time manner, in a full-time space, definitely check out the more, I guess, advanced way to get set up with PayPal, which are the first two options that I mentioned. And I am coming out with Squarespace website templates. If you need me to help you, support you, get your website up via Squarespace templates, definitely click the link in the show notes and get on the wait list, because the people on the wait list are going to get the best deals when this launch. So if you are interested in that, or you want to learn more about, well, what are Squarespace templates, then get on the wait list, and also follow me on Instagram, because that is where I will be sharing more information as we get closer to the launch. All right, so I have a whole ton of resources in the show notes and in the description below. So scroll on down and check every link out. I'm pretty sure I have something for you. And definitely, if you're watching me on YouTube, comment, subscribe, and click like.